Hey there, friends. SB here to share a little story about vulnerability factors. So, a couple of weeks ago, we're visiting with our family for the holidays, and our daughter shows up at the Airbnb, and she had gotten 3 or 4 hours of sleep after working a 12-hour overnight shift. Do not know how she does it. I also had gotten poor sleep. I had taken a little side trip to see a friend and her family in the hospital, and I'd gotten in at a time that I don't often see on the clock. And between the two of us, pretty much the second she walked in the door, we flared up and had a little mutual snip. And we went to our own corners, and she took a little nap in a chair, and I puttered around somewhere doing something or another. And maybe an hour or two later, we went for a walk to a nearby coffee shop, and we both apologized, and we moved on with our lives because nothing had happened, right? In the moment, it felt like it had because we were both really tired. And that's the vulnerability factor here, right? Vulnerability factors in this context are anything that make it more likely that we're going to behave in ways that we ultimately regret. I regret every single time I snap at my daughter. She regrets every single time she snaps at me. It's not a way we enjoy being with each other. And yet it's very human, right? When we're sleepy, when we're hungry, when we're thirsty, when we feel lonely, right? These are all vulnerability factors. And there are more. So paying attention to where your emotions are coming from and what's actually happening can help us back up and slow down a little bit. I've been practicing imperfectly, clearly. We continue to be human, but I've been practicing noticing when I'm sleeping and reminding myself, hey, go slow, take it easy, choose your words carefully because you're likely to say something you regret. In fact, I got some practice this morning after another rough night of sleep, and I woke up and I said to myself, all right, you're tired, you're grumpy because you're tired, don't talk to your wife right now. And I didn't. I took myself into another room. I stayed to myself until I'd woken up enough and was centered enough to know that I could trust myself to be around her and speak to her in ways that I prefer to speak to her and that she prefers to be spoken to. Now, notice in here, there's no point at which any of us are encouraged to be like, hey, idiot, like, wake up, or what the hell's your problem? Never helps. A little compassion along the way, right? Like, sweetheart, tired is hard. Just like we would say to a little kid who was tired and grumpy, right? Sweetheart, being hungry is hard. We're going to get you some food soon, right? Those little kids in us, we never really outgrow them, and they continue to exert a lot of influence. So let's be loving to them. Let's be gentle. And in that way, we get to be more loving and more gentle to the people around us. So keep an eye out. See what you can find. And when you miss them and they slip by you and you snap at someone you love, bring that compassion with the apology. Good luck.